My story with Bear started when my relationship with Evernote has ended. Uh, I've been a user and I've been with Evernote for almost a decade, and I had a large database with them. Uh, just like many of you, I was affected by the price hike, and the subscription price nearly doubled for me, and it wasn't justifiable. So I was looking for an alternative solution to pull away my data, something that is promising for a long time, and also give me an escape plan, plan B, if anything goes wrong, just like Evernote did. Uh, I've tried a handful of mainstream applications, which I list here. These are basically, I think a lot of you know about them. I've tried almost all of them, and I ended up with Bare Note for some reason that I'm gonna explain in this video. How did I justify this decision and what was the rationale behind it? So these are a list of features that I've seen in Bear, and I found them exceptional, working perfectly fine as a note application, and this is basically everything that I need in a note application. Uh, so in no particular order, this is it. So first thing first is the user interface. This is Bare Notes user interface. It's quite neat and clean. It's basically everything I think that anybody wants for focusing fully on note-taking application and easy access to every particular note that you have. Up here you got your search, which is quickly accessible, indexing every single note that you have, and by a quick search you can get anything that you store. As you can see, when I type, you can see like how quickly it filters throughout all my notes, and it gives me the result that I need. So this is super fast and super sleek. I love the interface of the Bare Note application. The idea is quite simple. The concept is there's no folder structure in it. There's only hashtag and also sub hashtags, I would say. And it makes it looks like, for example, this. Here I have a technical note, and under technical I have EF core. So it creates a collapsible hashtag for me, and I can expand it and collapse it. And it does somehow works as a folder for me. I do not need to worry about maintaining any notes. It's that's super easy and that's super fast. This is another thing that I love about it. So you add your hashtag, and then you can even do multiple hashtags for each individual note. For example, this note I want it to be under technical EF core. I want it to be also under technical itself, or databases, for example, then EF core. So if I search for now any of these, I should see this particular note by clicking on each individual hashtags. So apart from that, they have tons of themes and icons also, which if you want to see in a I don't know, different style, different color, it's fantastic. So they give you, I think, over 30 options in terms of themes, and I think around almost 20 of icons here. No, what I'm saying is 16 16 icons here. Oh yeah, so there are around 20. So beside that, you can also change your font, you can change the scale, and also each individual representation of text. As you can see, is highly customizable, easy to read, easy to access. The theme is not synced among all your devices, so it's something great that I love, because on my phone, for example, I would love to see a different style, different theme, while on my laptop I want to see, for example, light or more comfortable with dark. Yeah, so you can customize them separately on each of your individual devices. So second is migration. As I said, I wanted to migrate easily. I had around 10,000 notes, and I wanted to uh, migrate it without any pain. And Bear provided this ability for me to import directly from Evernote. They connect to your database in your Evernote and pull down everything flawlessly. As you can see, all my notes are having their image attached. All the links are working perfectly fine. And there's absolutely, even the code blocks, as you can see, they are uh, completely in order. Uh, I've, to be honest, I haven't seen any issue at all with the import. I checked every single note, not every single note. I didn't check every single note, but uh, I mean every single note that I checked so far, they were flawless. There were absolutely no problem in them, and I don't think Bear missed anything. Beside Evernote, you can see that they can directly pull from Draft, Obsidian, or Day One. Uh, I believe Obsidian is also working flawlessly. I tried to pull some of the data that I had on Obsidian, and it worked fantastically. There was no issue. I didn't try Drafts and Day One, but I think that would be fine. So number three is Markdown. Markdown is uh, using uh, particular commands to write down your note without even needing to access any of these uh, ribbons over here. So for example, if I want to make something bold, I would just add them into double, what did I do? Uh, Double asterisk. These are rules that you can check on the internet on what is Markdown and how we can do. It's just common commands between everything. For example, a single hashtag space would give you the header number one, double hashtag give you header two, vice versa. Or for example, if I want to add a code block, I can just do it as easy as this. And yeah, that's it. Basically, Markdown for a lot of us is the way to go. Next on the list is ability to quickly access my notes on iOS and my iPad and also my iPhone. This is critical for me because I access a lot of my information on the go. And for example, if I show you, you just pull down from your main notes or you tap on this search icon. That's how easy you can access your notes. The next on the list is working super fast even with large data. Uh, as I said, I imported around 10,000 notes into this application, and the way it syncs all the time and is accessible throughout all devices, the way it indexes all these notes and I can quickly access all these notes is flawless. This is something I barely seen in any other app to be done so robust, and I love it. So next thing on the list is ability to export or back up your data. Uh, just like we covered import, we should always have I'm thinking of what happened to Evernote might happen in a different way in any other application. So it's great to have always a plan B and make sure you can export your uh, data easily. This is something that uh, a lot of people do not consider. For example, people who are using OneNote, Microsoft OneNote, they do not know that they're gonna be stuck with the Microsoft OneNote forever. You you might be able to export your note in OneNote in PDF, but what you can do with it, uh, you get what I mean. The ability to quick export and easily import it in other applications. What Bear does here is you can back up your notes, which is a single file, which Bear Bear Note provides for you. So if I, let's say, I want a full backup of my database, I can easily export all of my notes. And you can see, even with the large data that I had, how quickly it backed everything. The most important thing here is export notes. So you want to make sure that you can export as flexible as possible. Look at the basically the extensions that Bear is providing here. You got ability to export in a TXT, you got ability to export in Markdown, text bundle, Bear Note, RTF, almost every possible scenario here. So they are quite open. I think that they're transparent with the developers of this application. They don't want to tie you to the application. So I mean, anytime you want to get away with it, you can do. Another thing that I've seen a similar application is Obsidian. Obsidian is also quite transparent. They give you the full control of Vault and all your data. So in the future, if you want to, for example, move to other applications, if Obsidian didn't work for you, or if Bear Note didn't work for you, you can easily export it. This is something I advise you to consider when you're choosing your Note application. So the other thing on the list is, as I mentioned even at the beginning, is the nested tags for organization purpose. As you can see, you can have as much nested as you can. So here I have, for example, 3-level nested. Let's see how deep we can go. ABC, let's say D, F, E, F, G. And as you can see here, I get all my nested tags. And this gives me a very good level of organization. And something great about it is if Bear Note recognizes anything about the hashtag that you put, for example, if you name it something mainstream like notes, it automatically assigns an icon for you. Memo, for example, keep, I would say. I don't think keep is, like development, books. If it recognizes the hashtag, it automatically assigns an icon for you. If not, you can just right click here, edit tag, and then assign a image to it, which is quite large and generous database here of icons and emojis. Another great thing on the list is ability to scrap the web and store it on both iOS and Mac. I've seen this feature on both Mac if you install the extension for Safari, and on iOS it's already provided. Let me show you how it works. As you can see here, I navigated to Bear website. Let's say it's an article that I would love to save it on Bear. I just share it with Bear and I choose web page content and I click save. I tap save. So Bear automatically scraps everything on this and stores it flawlessly here. All links are provided. Usually it pulls down the images. Not sure. Oh yeah, it works even with GIF. As you can see, it pulls down the GIF. I don't think it pulls down the videos because it makes sense. Videos are usually external links. But this is fantastic when you want to save an article or something from the web. And I believe I barely seen such a feature in other Note applications that you are able to pull down the contents of the website and scrap it. Next thing on the list is ability to annotate the note. As you can see here on my iPad, on a newly scrapped content, I can tap here and choose annotation. It's resizable and I can collapse this in order to give myself more space. As you can see, it works flawlessly. This is a sample. awful handwriting. But yeah, it works just as Apple Note does it. I believe this stencil bar is shared with some sort of kit that Apple provides to developers. It's quite standards now. It has all the features that Apple Note has it. So yeah, this is, I think, a feature that comes very handy for a lot of us. The other features that I've seen here is ability to add to-dos uh, anywhere, and then it will appear in your to-do list here. So if you, let's say you have I will go back to this note and I will add a to-do here. Let's see if it appears. If I go back to my to-do list, and now this note as a whole entered the area, and I can see that the to-do is here. As fast as I mark it done, it will disappear from my to-do list. Next thing is ability to add a password to your note and lock it. So if I go here, for example, to this, go to privacy and tap add password, I can just go for my fingerprint reader and biometric, I mean, and it should now be locked. If I go to my lock, I will see this, and if I want to access it, I have to unlock it, which is right now unlocked because I used my biometric just now. But if I close this and reopen it, I should not be able to see my note unless I provide my biometrics again. The other thing that might not be much of a concern for you, but it's somehow important, is that the way that BearNote stores the data. BearNote uses SQLite, which stores in iCloud. It means that they do not use their own service. They do not pay extra. That's why they charge you so little for the service and for the application. The database is stored in iCloud, which uses your own space, and somehow it gives you additional privacy and security over controlling your own database. It means that BearNote do not have access to your database. It gives you some level of additional privacy to your own data. You can delete it at any time. You can at any time you can back it up, or you can do as much modification as you want to it. So that was it. This was all the features that made BearNote stand out for me, and I believe the last, which is also very important for a lot of people, is the subscription price. Subscription price for BearNote is $2.99 per month, and this is nothing, I believe, in compared to a lot of other applications. Like, for example, if you want this sort of sync, Obsidian charges you 10 USD per month. For a year, they charge you 29.99 with a tiny discount. Yeah, I haven't seen any. I mean, any other application gives you all these features with such a minimum price they charge just for maintaining their team. I love it. I mean, they are very generous with what they're doing, and I hope they can cope with this tiny amount. They get as much user as they can so they can stay on the market. Okay, that was the list of pros about this application, but what is wrong with it? Something that you need to consider, I believe, is BearNote is only accessible in Apple platforms, is currently locked into Apple ecosystem, which means that if you are using a Windows machine, you might not be able to access your data, and this is deal breaker. I understand this is kind of deal breaker for a lot of us. I know that Bear is developing an a web app which solves the problem in near future, but I emailed them and I received a response that I might not be, I should not disclose it, but they said that they plan to release it end of 2024. I hope they do, because I'll partially access my notes on Windows machine I developed for Microsoft, and that part cripples me a little bit, but yeah, I mean, for me, that balances out with all the features that I get from this application. But hopefully they release that web application quite soon. The other issue that I found was a little bit annoying, but not deal breaker, was here. So in my application, I didn't find a way to collapse these columns. I would love to collapse them, and I just like focus immediately on the note here. I would love to open a clean slate to work on anything that I want to put down. I know that if you double click on any note, it will just like detaches, and you can expand it. You can even like maximize it into a new screen. But still, I would love to see a way to collapse these columns, because there is a way in iOS and in iPadOS to do it. So why not in macOS? So that was it, guys. Hopefully this video helped you with some ideas of how this app compares to other note-taking that you're considering. I would love to hear your thoughts. Please write down a comment and let me know, what do you think? What applications are you using, and how does it compare? Does it give you as much detail, as much features as Bear, or not? What makes you stay with them? And let me know if you want me to create another video on different applications that I tested and explain a little bit further on those. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I see you in the next one.